Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of Lakers, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video.
Bronny James opens up about his welcome to the NBA moment, and what it taught him. Every young NBA player has that moment, the one that humbles you, grounds you, and reminds you you're not in college anymore. For Bronny James, that moment came fast. Drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers in the second round of the 2024 NBA draft, Bronny entered the league under more pressure than most. Sure, he's the son of LeBron James, a 21-time All-Star and one of the greatest to ever do it. But the Lakers didn't just draft Bronny for sentiment. They believe he can grow into a real contributor. And so does he. But year one in the league was far from easy. Minutes were hard to come by. His role was limited. And when he did get his chance, the adjustment to NBA speed and NBA talent hit him hard. Still, it was one particular night that stood out to him. A night that changed his mindset. That was the moment I realized where I was. Bronny James on facing Tyrese Maxey. In a recent conversation with ESPN's Dave McMenamin, Bronny reflected on the night he finally got real rotation minutes against the Philadelphia 76ers. It was a big opportunity and a harsh lesson. I didn't play well at all, Bronny admitted. He went 0 for 5 from the field, committed 3 turnovers, and struggled to find rhythm on either end in just 15 minutes of action. On top of that, he had the unenviable task of trying to slow down Sixers star Tyrese Maxey, who dropped 43 points that night. Not all of them were on Bronny, but enough to leave an impression. That was definitely a moment of like, okay, this is where I'm at now. I've got to level up, he said. I need to get back in the gym, train harder, build my body, improve my IQ, study film with the coaches, all of it. That night opened my eyes. It wasn't defeat. It was a wake-up call. Learning through the fire, and growing from it. While many would have let a game like that shake their confidence, Bronny saw it for what it was, a blessing in disguise. I don't take that experience for granted, he said. It was something I needed to go through. It showed me what this league is really about, and what I have to do if I want to belong here, and thrive here. Now, as Bronny prepares for his sophomore season in the NBA, he's no longer wide-eyed. He knows what it feels like to get burned. But he also knows what it's going to take to grow, both mentally and physically, into the player he wants to become. That night against the Sixers? It was more than just a rough game. It was his baptism by fire. And it might just be the spark that pushes him to the next level. From wake-up call to turning point, Bronny's journey is just beginning. That humbling night against the 76ers may have stung, but for Bronny James, it became a pivotal moment, not a setback, but a starting point. Since then, reports out of the Lakers' practice facility suggest a shift in Bronny's approach. Teammates and coaches have quietly praised his work ethic, noting how often he's in the gym before and after team sessions. The film room has become a second home. The weight room, a daily battleground. He took that game personally, but in a good way, said a Lakers assistant coach who asked to remain anonymous. It would have been easy for a kid in his situation to shrink or sulk. Instead, he's using it as fuel. Veteran teammates, including Anthony Davis and even his father LeBron, have been instrumental in helping Bronny process the ups and downs of his rookie season. But they've also made it clear, nothing will be handed to him. Bronny knows that his last name might get him in the door, one source close to the team shared, but it won't keep him in the league. And he's embraced that. He's fighting for his spot. The bigger picture, what Bronny represents for the Lakers. Bronny's development isn't just about his personal growth. It's become a fascinating subplot in the Lakers' evolving story. With LeBron James nearing the twilight of his career and the franchise searching for direction beyond its aging core, Bronny represents a rare opportunity, the potential to bridge the past and future in one jersey. Sure, he still has a long way to go before he's a reliable rotation player. But the Lakers don't need him to be a star right away. They need him to buy in, build consistency, and keep climbing. And if his response to adversity so far is any indication, Bronny is up for the challenge. What's next? Year 2 and the expectations ahead. Heading into his second season, Expectations remain realistic, but hopeful. Lakers head coach Darvin Ham has hinted at giving Bronny more opportunities during the preseason and early stretch of the year. With the team focusing on youth development alongside their veterans, there's a chance for Bronny to earn more meaningful minutes, if he continues to show growth on both ends of the floor. His shooting mechanics are improving, his defensive awareness is sharper, and most importantly, his confidence is growing. He's not trying to be his dad, one Lakers scout noted. He's trying to be his player. And that's exactly what we want. From pressure to purpose. The weight of being LeBron James's son is enormous. The spotlight, the comparisons, the scrutiny, it never turns off. But Bronny James is proving that he's not just here because of his name. He's here because he's willing to do the work. And that welcome to the NBA moment? It may have felt like a harsh reality check at the time, but it could turn out to be the beginning of something far greater. Because sometimes, greatness doesn't start with a highlight, it starts with a hard lesson, and the courage to grow from it. Austin Reaves could be on track for a massive pay raise, and the Lakers know it. Just a few years ago, Austin Reaves entered the NBA without much fanfare, an undrafted rookie fighting for a spot in the league. Today, he's on the verge of earning over $30 million per season, and his name is being mentioned alongside potential All-Stars. The Los Angeles Lakers have witnessed Reaves rise firsthand. Season after season, he's evolved from a role player into one of the most reliable and skilled guards on the roster. His breakout year last season saw him post career highs nearly across the board, averaging 20.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 5.8 assists per game, while shooting an efficient 46% from the field and nearly 38% from beyond the arc. Even though the Lakers had a tough playoff exit at the hands of the Timberwolves, Reaves' growth wasn't lost on anyone, especially front offices around the league. A big payday is coming, if not in LA, then somewhere. According to one NBA executive, Reaves could command a contract north of $30 million per year once he hits free agency, assuming he keeps performing at this level. That figure may sound high, but in today's league, for a young guard who can shoot, create, and play with poise under pressure, it's market value. The challenge? The Lakers can't offer him that much right now under the current extension rules. They want to keep him, there's no question. But if Reaves chooses to play out his deal and test free agency, LA might be forced to make a tough decision. If LeBron James retires or takes a pay cut in the near future, the Lakers could free up cap space to re-sign Reaves. If not, they may need to look at trade options to avoid losing him for nothing. Why Reaves is worth the investment? No, he's not a perfect player. Reaves still has room to grow on the defensive end. But what he brings on offense is incredibly valuable in the modern NBA. He's a confident shooter, a smart playmaker, and has the kind of versatility that allows him to fit in next to stars like LeBron and Anthony Davis, or lead second units on his own. He's also entering his prime, making him even more attractive to teams looking for a long-term piece at shooting guard. League insiders believe Reaves would be one of the most sought-after names on the market, not just for his numbers, but for his character, toughness, and basketball IQ. He's the kind of player every winning team wants in their locker room. What happens next? The Lakers front office is keeping a close eye on the situation. If Reaves signals he's open to staying, they'll likely try to work out a new deal, even if it means making room by moving other contracts. If not, a trade could be on the table, but only to a destination Reaves approves of. For now, Austin Reaves is focused on basketball. But make no mistake, whether it's in Los Angeles or elsewhere, his big moment and big payday is coming. The Reaves dilemma, a franchise at a crossroads. The Lakers find themselves at a pivotal moment, not just in the LeBron era, but in their long-term roster planning. Austin Reaves, once an undrafted rookie with a chip on his shoulder, is now a player whose future could shape the next chapter of the franchise. Front office sources say the Lakers are torn. On one hand, Reaves has earned his place, not just with stats, but with leadership, effort, and consistency. On the other, they know the league is watching. If he hits free agency, there will be no shortage of suitors ready to throw him a bag. Teams like the Orlando Magic, Utah Jazz, and San Antonio Spurs, all with cap space and a need for a high IQ combo guard, have already been floated as potential landing spots if Reaves tests the market. These are young squads that could use a steady presence and floor-spacing guard who thrives without demanding the ball 24/7. For the Lakers, this creates a high-stakes scenario: either find a way to retain Reaves long-term, or prepare for the possibility of losing him for assets before it's too late. Can the Lakers afford to let Reeves walk? With LeBron James still on the roster, and entering the final stages of his career, the Lakers can't afford missteps. Letting a 20-point scorer in his prime walk away for nothing would sting. Especially one that LeBron and Anthony Davis both trust on the court. More than just numbers, Reeves has shown the ability to step up in key moments, carry secondary offensive duties, and create for others when needed. He's become a glue guy, the kind of player championship teams rely on in tough playoff stretches. And then there's the fan base. Reeves has become a fan favorite in LA, embraced for his underdog story, hustle, and no-nonsense approach. He represents something bigger than just production. He's a symbol of grit in a city that loves its stars, but respects those who earn it the hard way. Looking ahead, the 2025 season could be a turning point. As the 2025 season approaches, all eyes will be on how the Lakers manage Reeves' minutes, usage, and contract status. If they prioritize him as a long-term piece, it may require tough decisions on other contracts to create space. If not, trade rumors will start to heat up, especially near the deadline. Either way, Reeves will control his destiny more than ever. "I'm just focused on getting better and helping this team win games," Reeves said in a recent interview. "What happens next will take care of itself." It's a humble answer, fitting for a player who's never been about hype. But the reality is clear: Reeves has outplayed his contract, and the NBA has taken notice. The next move? It's on the Lakers. Lakers insider predicts surprise shakeup in starting lineup. Marcus Smart to start over Rui Hachimura? When the Los Angeles Lakers acquired Marcus Smart this offseason, it was clear they were making a serious commitment to toughness, leadership, and elite perimeter defense. Smart isn't just a defensive specialist. He's a battle-tested veteran with deep playoff experience and a Defensive Player of the Year award under his belt. His arrival checks a major box for a Lakers team that desperately needed more grit and defensive discipline on the perimeter. But now comes the big question: will Smart start? And if so, at whose expense? According to Jovan Buha, a trusted Lakers insider and beat writer, the answer might surprise fans. Buha recently shared his projected starting five for the 2025 season on X, formerly Twitter, and it features Marcus Smart in the lineup over Rui Hachimura. Rui Hachimura's role in jeopardy? It's a bold prediction, especially considering how valuable Hachimura has been to the Lakers over the past 2 seasons. The 6 feet 8 inches forward has quietly become one of the team's most efficient and reliable contributors. He shot over 41% from 3 in back-to-back years and has averaged 13-plus points per game during that stretch. Hachimura's ability to stretch the floor and knock down corner threes has helped open driving lanes for LeBron James, Austin Reeves, and Anthony Davis. He's also a fluid cutter, a strong finisher, and a capable post defender, all assets that have made him a natural fit next to the Lakers' stars. But Buha believes the Lakers may opt for Smart's defensive tenacity to round out the starting five, especially when paired alongside Reeves in the backcourt. Why Smart in the starting five makes sense. From a matchup standpoint, Smart could bring much-needed balance to the Lakers' starting unit. His defensive IQ and versatility allow him to guard positions 1 through 3, and even some small ball 4s. More importantly, he gives the Lakers a go-to option to lock down opposing scorers, which was a glaring weakness last season. Offensively, Smart won't need the ball much. He can facilitate when needed, space the floor just enough, and focus on setting screens, making the extra pass, and doing the dirty work, freeing up Reeves, LeBron, and AD to handle the primary scoring load. What does this mean for Hachimura and the second unit? If this rotation shift plays out, it could significantly reshape the Lakers' bench. Sliding Hachimura into a sixth-man role might actually be a strategic move, one that gives the second unit a go-to scoring option they desperately lack. With questions around Gabe Vincent's health and consistency, Dalton Connect's NBA readiness, and Jake LaRavia's development, the bench lacks a proven scorer. Hachimura's presence would immediately boost that unit, giving the Lakers a reliable offensive weapon off the pine. Still, there's a flip side. Moving Hachimura out of the starting lineup could impact his rhythm and production. He's a player who thrives with consistent minutes and clear role definition. If his minutes take a hit, the team will need to manage that transition carefully to avoid losing one of their most efficient players. A balancing act ahead for coach Darvin Ham. At the end of the day, it's a good problem to have. The Lakers now have versatility, depth, and options, something they lacked at times last year. But how they distribute those minutes will be one of Coach Ham's biggest challenges heading into the season. Smart may bring the defense. Hachimura brings the scoring punch. The key will be finding the right mix, one that keeps the offense flowing, the defense tight, and everyone on the roster bought in. For now, Lakers fans will be watching closely to see how this potential lineup shift unfolds. If Buha's prediction comes true, it could mark the beginning of a new identity for this team, one built on defense, sacrifice, and adaptability. Lakers Insider predicts bold lineup shift. Marcus Smart could start over Rui Hachimura. The addition of Marcus Smart to the Los Angeles Lakers was one of the most notable moves of the offseason. Known for his toughness, leadership, and defensive intensity, Smart brings qualities the Lakers have been lacking, especially on the perimeter. With a defensive-minded guard now in the mix, the team's starting lineup could be in for a shakeup. According to trusted Lakers insider Jovan Buha, Smart may be inserted into the starting five, potentially taking Rui Hachimura's spot. Rui Hachimura's future role under review. This prediction is significant, especially considering Hachimura's impact over the past 2 seasons. The 6 feet 8 inches forward has shot over 41% from three-point range in consecutive years and averaged more than 13 points per game. His floor spacing, size, and off-ball movement have made him a valuable part of the rotation. However, Buha suggests that the coaching staff may prioritize defense and opt to start Smart instead. The idea is that pairing Smart with Austin Reeves in the backcourt gives the Lakers a better defensive foundation from the jump, allowing them to pressure opposing guards and improve perimeter coverage. Strengthening the bench with Hachimura. In this scenario, Hachimura could transition to a sixth-man role, a move that might benefit the Lakers' second unit. Currently, the bench lacks a proven scorer. While players like Gabe Vincent and Dalton Connect offer shooting, and Jake LaRavia is still developing, none of them have Hachimura's consistency or versatility. Having Hachimura lead the second unit would immediately improve the team's scoring punch off the bench, providing a stabilizing presence and allowing him to play in more favorable matchups. Why starting Smart makes strategic sense. Smart's reputation as a defensive anchor makes him a strong fit alongside high-usage offensive players like LeBron James and Luka Doncic. His ability to guard multiple positions, communicate on defense, and stay active off the ball adds layers of flexibility. He also doesn't need a high usage rate to be impactful, which complements the Lakers' offensive stars. The potential lineup of Doncic, Reeves, Smart, LeBron, and Ayton gives the Lakers a blend of scoring, defense, playmaking, and size. However, the coaching staff will need to manage minutes carefully to ensure Hachimura doesn't lose rhythm or confidence, especially after being a key contributor last season. What this means for the season ahead. This change signals a possible shift in the Lakers' identity, one that leans more on defense, grit, and role clarity. It also highlights the coaching staff's willingness to make tough decisions in pursuit of a deeper playoff run. Whether this move pays off will depend on chemistry, health, and how well players like Smart and Hachimura adjust to evolving roles. But one thing is clear, the Lakers are building a roster that values depth, balance, and adaptability. Luka Doncic opens up about the hardest part of his physical transformation. This offseason, one of the biggest storylines surrounding Los Angeles Lakers star Luka Doncic hasn't been a blockbuster trade or highlight reel moment. It's been his remarkable body transformation. In what's shaping up to be his first full season with the Lakers, Doncic has shown up in the best shape of his career, visibly leaner, stronger, and more focused than ever. But behind that transformation was a massive lifestyle shift, and according to Luka, it wasn't easy. At first, everything was hard. When asked about what the most difficult part of his transformation was, Luka didn't single out a specific workout or diet plan. Instead, he gave an honest and relatable answer. In the beginning, basically everything. But it's all about habits. Once I got used to it, nothing was particularly hard anymore, Doncic said via Ekipa. That's the reality most people don't see. Transforming your body, especially as a professional athlete constantly under the spotlight, isn't just about losing weight or hitting the gym. It's about changing your entire routine, reprogramming your mind, and sacrificing the comforts and habits you've built over years. For Luka, it meant giving up certain foods, adjusting his schedule, prioritizing recovery and sleep, and pushing through moments of doubt. It was tough, mentally and physically. But it was worth it. A mindset shift fueled by championship aspirations. Doncic isn't transforming just for the sake of appearances. This change is rooted in something deeper, his desire to win, to lead the Lakers to a championship, and to become the best version of himself, on and off the court. The discipline, focus, and commitment he's showing now are part of a broader shift in how he approaches the game. He knows he has the talent. Now he's matching it with the kind of work ethic and consistency that separate good players from generational ones. And make no mistake, the pressure is on. With a fresh contract extension in hand and the weight of LakersNation on his shoulders, Doncic is expected to rise to the occasion. This physical transformation is just the first step, and so far, he's proving he's up for the challenge. A personal mission to silence the doubters. One of Luka's biggest motivations? Proving people wrong. Ever since his high-profile move to Los Angeles, questions have followed him. Critics pointed to his conditioning. They questioned whether he had the drive to elevate his game. Some even doubted his leadership after the team's disappointing finish in last year's NBA Finals. Luka heard it all, and he's using it as fuel. He's not just looking to quiet the noise. He wants to show the world exactly who he is, a fierce competitor, a committed teammate, and a player who's willing to put in the work to be great. More than just a new body, it's a new era. This isn't just about transformation, it's about evolution. Luka Doncic is stepping into a new chapter of his career, one defined by maturity, hunger, and purpose. The physical changes are only part of the story. The real shift is happening in his mindset, and it's that shift that could carry the Lakers deep into the postseason once again. The journey wasn't easy. It still isn't. But if there's one thing this offseason has proven, it's this: Luka Doncic is ready, not just to meet expectations, but to exceed them. Luka Doncic's body transformation shocks the NBA, and it's just the beginning. This offseason, Luka Doncic has made headlines not for his game-winning shots or stat lines, but for something far more personal, a dramatic physical transformation that is reshaping not just his body, but the narrative around his career. In what will be his first full season with the Los Angeles Lakers, Doncic has shown up leaner, faster, and more focused than ever before. But this wasn't just a summer project, it was a complete overhaul of how he approaches his life, on and off the court. At first, everything was hard. Speaking openly about his journey, Luka admitted that in the beginning, every part of the process was difficult. But like any major change, it came down to discipline and creating new habits. Once he adjusted, the challenge became a routine, a part of his daily life. This transformation required a commitment to strict training, recovery, rest, and a completely restructured diet. Doncic reportedly dropped over 30 pounds through consistent 2-a-day workouts and serious nutritional discipline. It wasn't easy. But for someone determined to silence critics and chase greatness, it was necessary. More than physical, a mental shift. This wasn't just about losing weight. Doncic has shifted his entire mindset. He knows that with his new contract extension comes greater expectations, from fans, from the Lakers organization, and from himself. This version of Luka isn't just slimmer. He's sharper, more focused, and visibly more determined. Critics have questioned his conditioning in the past, especially after a disappointing end to last season. But this offseason, Doncic let his actions speak louder than words. He showed up with a point to prove, and that message is resonating throughout the league. Aiming for a championship and redemption. Doncic has made it clear, he's not just trying to impress in the regular season. He's aiming for a title. The Lakers are entering a new era, with a retooled roster and fresh energy. Luka, now in peak shape, is positioned to be the centerpiece of that push. With stronger teammates around him and a renewed sense of purpose, he's ready to lead. He also has international competition on the horizon, preparing to represent Slovenia again. This level of preparation shows that he's not just focused on one goal, he's fully committed to performing at the highest level in every arena. Rebuilding his image, rewriting his story. For years, Luka was seen as a generational talent with a lingering question mark. Could he take care of his body and lead a team deep into the postseason? This offseason may have finally answered that question. His physical transformation is now being recognized not just as impressive, but as inspiring. It reflects a deeper drive, to grow, to mature, and to dominate. As the new season approaches, it's no longer just about potential. Luka Doncic is making it clear, he's here to win. And this transformation may be the spark that changes everything.